You cancel plans and feel relief instead of guilt. You decline invitations not because you dislike people, but because the thought of leaving your space feels exhausting before you even start. You tell yourself you'll go next time, but next time feels the same. And when Friday night arrives and everyone else is out, you're home in your softest clothes, and for the first time all week, your chest isn't tight. This isn't laziness. It's not even introversion, necessarily. It's something deeper. For people who love staying home, the outside world isn't just tiring. It's overstimulating, unpredictable, and full of invisible demands. Home is the only place where you don't have to be anything other than what you are. And that matters more than most people realize. Let me say this clearly. You are not broken. You are not antisocial. You are not wasting your life by preferring your own space. Your brain is doing exactly what it's designed to do, seeking safety, conserving energy, and protecting you from a world that often asks for more than it gives back. The desire to stay home isn't a flaw, it's a response, and it makes complete sense. Because here's the truth most people don't talk about. For some of us, the world outside requires a level of performance that never fully stops. Every interaction is a calculation. Every conversation is an adjustment. Every environment asks us to read the room, match the energy, and manage how we're perceived. And when you're someone whose nervous system is sensitive to stimulation, or someone who grew up learning that the world isn't entirely safe, going out doesn't feel like fun. It feels like work. Home is different. Home is where you can let your guard down. It's where the lights are how you like them, the sounds are predictable, and no one is watching. It's where your nervous system finally gets to rest. And once you feel that difference, once you realize how much energy it takes to exist in public, staying in stops feeling like avoidance. It starts feeling like self-preservation. This often begins in childhood. Maybe you were the kid who needed time alone after school to decompress. Maybe your parents were unpredictable, and your room became the one place you had control. Maybe you were sensitive to noise, crowds, or conflict, and home was where you could regulate without anyone noticing. Over time, your brain learned a pattern. Outside equals effort, inside equals ease. And that pattern didn't go away, it deepened. As an adult, it shows up differently. You might love people but hate crowds. You might enjoy conversation but dread small talk. You might want connection but only in small, controlled doses. You're not avoiding life, you're managing it. And home is the place where you get to stop managing. Think about how often the world asks you to perform. At work, you adjust your tone, your posture, your energy. In social settings, you monitor your facial expressions, your laugh, your level of engagement. Even running errands requires a kind of social choreography, eye contact, polite exchanges, navigating shared space. None of it is traumatic, but all of it adds up. And by the time you get home, you're not just tired, you're depleted. People who love staying home aren't escaping reality, they're recovering from it. But here's the part nobody tells you. This preference isn't static. It shifts with age, with life circumstances, with how safe you feel in the world. In your 20s, staying home might feel like missing out. In your 30s, it starts to feel like wisdom. By your 40s, it's a non-negotiable boundary. The behavior is the same, but the meaning changes. And that's because you're not the same person navigating the same nervous system. You're learning what you need. And sometimes, what you need is stillness. There's also an identity component here. If you spent years being told you should be more outgoing, more spontaneous, more social, then choosing to stay home becomes an act of self-definition. It's you saying, I know what works for me, and I'm not apologizing for it anymore. That shift, from shame to acceptance, is quiet, but it's powerful. Because it means you've stopped trying to be the person other people expected and started honoring the person you actually are. And this is where it gets interesting. Because the more you stay home, the more you notice how much energy other people spend trying to keep up with a pace that doesn't suit them. You see friends burn out from overcommitting. You watch people say yes when they mean no. You realize that what you thought was a personal failing, your need for solitude, your love of routine, your preference for quiet, is actually a form of self-awareness most people haven't reached yet. Staying home isn't about fear. It's about recognizing that your energy is finite and you get to choose how you spend it. It's about knowing that rest isn't laziness, that solitude isn't loneliness, that choosing yourself isn't selfish. For many people, home is the only place where their nervous system can fully relax. It's where they don't have to scan for social cues, manage other people's emotions, or perform competence. It's where the invisible labor of being a person in the world finally stops. And once you feel that relief, once you realize how much lighter you feel when you're not carrying the weight of constant adaptation, going out starts to feel optional. Not necessary, not mandatory, just optional. This is especially true for people with high sensitivity, people who grew up in chaotic environments, or people whose attachment style taught them that the world is unpredictable. For them, home isn't just comfort, it's regulation. It's the one place where they can let their guard down without consequence. And that's not something you outgrow, it's something you protect. Consider how this shows up in relationships. You might love your partner but still need time alone in another room. You might enjoy your friends but prefer seeing them one-on-one, in your space, on your terms. You might want connection but not at the cost of your equilibrium. And that's okay, because connection doesn't have to mean constant proximity. It can mean presence, and presence doesn't require performance. People who love staying home often have rich inner lives. They think deeply, they notice things, they process the world in layers most people skip over. And that kind of processing takes time. It takes quiet, it takes space. You can't do that in a loud bar or a crowded party. You can't do that when you're managing how you come across. You can do it at home, alone, with the door closed and the world on mute. This is also why routines matter so much. When you love staying home, predictability isn't boring. It's soothing. Knowing what to expect, knowing what comes next, knowing you won't be caught off guard. That's not rigidity. It's emotional safety. And in a world that constantly changes, that asks you to adapt faster than you can process, routines become an anchor. They give your brain something stable to hold on to. But the world doesn't always understand this. You get labeled as boring, antisocial, or stuck. People assume you're afraid of life when really, you're just selective about how you engage with it. They think you're missing out when you've actually figured out what drains you and what restores you. And that's not a deficit, that's clarity. And here's what's important. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't have to justify why you prefer your couch to a crowded room. You don't have to apologize for declining invitations or for needing more downtime than other people. You don't have to prove that your way of living is valid. It already is. Because at the end of the day, staying home is a form of self-regulation. It's how your nervous system resets. It's how you protect your energy. It's how you create a life that feels sustainable instead of performative. And that's not something to fix, that's something to honor. You're not avoiding the world, you're choosing yourself. And in a culture that constantly tells you to do more, be more, show up more, choosing yourself is one of the most radical things you can do. So if you love staying home, if your space feels like the only place you can breathe, if going out feels like putting on armor you'd rather not wear, know this: you're not alone, you're not broken, you're not missing out. You're living in a way that respects your limits, honors your needs, and creates room for the kind of peace most people are too busy to notice. And that's not a weakness. That's wisdom.